So now we're going to test this thing out and see how far away I can be. I'm approximately 100 feet away, give or take. Hey, there are 3 things you need on a dump trailer. This video is going to cover it. Wait till the end. The last one's kind of stupid, but a lot of people don't have it. Let's get to it. First thing you're going to need is some sort of a battery tender. Now, this is a new trailer, and most all trailers that have a dump bed and a battery system in it are going to come with a battery tender built in. If you'll see here, this is 120 volt. It's just a regular extension cord. You plug in here, and that'll keep the battery charged up. It's very important on lead acid batteries that you keep the charge above 50%. When the battery goes below 50% charge, it actually damages the chemistry inside the battery, and you never get that back. So it's really important, 50% and above. Well, what happens if you're on a job site? What happens if you are parking this in a farm and you don't have access to grid power? Well, this is what you do. This is a 20 watt solar battery tender. Now, this is really important that I'll leave a link to this one, but it's really important that you get the right one. It has to have it can't just be a solar panel that makes 12 volts. It'll overcharge, or it can overcharge. This has a controller built into it. Once the battery reaches full charge, this turns off. So you're not damaging your battery. So I will leave a link for this if you're interested. So we'll put this on together right now. So this is what I'm using. It's called Sun Power. Again, I'll leave you a link. It's 20 watts. Operating voltage is 18, but it has a floating charge voltage of 13.8. Overcharge protection, it won't let it go over 14.6. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to bring your battery up to, it's going to keep a 13.8, and when it gets to about 13.8, it will kick back on. It'll kick back off for sure when it hits 14.4 volts. Most charging systems on your alternators or in car run 14.6, so we're totally safe. What I have here is 4 self-tapping screws. All right, we're going to do this, and I really want to neaten this up. I don't want this to look ugly. Make sure these screws, I use self-tapping. They have a screw that comes with it you have to pre-drill. I'm just going to use a self-tapping, and we'll show you what I'm going to do on the back side so this is not ugly on the back side as well. Almost pretty good quality metal on this trailer. It's not cheesy. All right, got it started. Power inside of the box. At the back of each one of these, there's a hole already pre-drilled with a rubber grommet. So we're going to feed this through the hole, and then we'll tie this off real nice and plug this in permanently. Disregard all the messy mess that I have in here. I'm going to pull all of this in. We'll leave a little bit of wire out here, not much. It comes with all of these different types of connectors. You can plug it up. This is actually a good battery charger out in the wild, if you will. You can just plug this up in the sun and hook this up with the alligator clips. Also, you can plug it up to like a power outlet, and then you have this one. It comes with the 2 fittings like this, or just 2 bare wires. We're going to put some doohickeys on the end of that. I'm trying to think what they're called. Eyelets. Put some eyelets on it and doohickeys. We're going to put them to the battery, and it'll automatically charge the battery. So this won't interfere if you plug in this to an electric outlet. You should never have to plug it in, period. But if you were to have to plug it in, or if you need to plug it into a 110, this won't interfere, because once the battery goes above 14.4 volts, this shuts off. All right, here's a little trick. We're going to put some eyelets on, but a lot of people will just take the eyelets and slide them like this and then crunch them. Best thing to do is take the little plastic thing off, move it up the wire, and then put the eyelet on. Crunch the metal thing. First off, you can see it a lot better. Take the little eyelet thing here. It's nothing major, it just keeps it from looking ugly. Shrink wraps it around, and then we'll do the next one. All right, next thing we do is we take the negative cable off and just that bolt right there, the nut, and you want to remove both of these. Right, when you do this, when you remove these, you can't short the system out because the battery doesn't have anything touching. Then you're going to take the positive off. You don't have to take everything off, but I see something I don't like here from the factory. I don't like the main power cable being on top of the little power cables. So I'm going to go ahead and correct all this now. See, I like it to be just the opposite, because this is the main load right here. It's where the amperage is really drawn when the little motor is pulling. And you're going to take the charger connector. You're going to put the positive over the positive, the red on the red wire. Tighten this back down. Now we're going to take the negative and all the little negative ones that go on the negative one, and then the new one for the charger. All right, next thing we're going to do is plug this together. And this will automatically keep this battery charged. Go ahead and get some wire ties or zip ties. Let me get them done real quick. Be right back. Okay, so now it's all put together. You look down in here, I got everything zip tied together. It's tucked away, out of the way. All right, then we close this. Before we move on to the next thing, I want to go across a little bit of the directions with this thing. So green light flash, it says sunshine is effective, not active yet. Green off, no sunshine, not enough sunshine to even make it flash. Red flash shows that it's trickle or float charging and working to charge the battery, activate it. And then green, always bright, battery is fully charged. And then red, always bright. If you see a red that stays on, that means there's an error. So give them a close-up of those directions there. This has got pretty good reviews. Got this off of Amazon. Like I said, I'll give you a link for this. And then now we're going to move on to the next thing that you got to have if you got a dump bed. Put a box for another box. That's what I said. I'm lucky if I don't cut myself, and then I got to open the pocket knife back up again. I have a rule. I think if you don't cut yourself while you're doing one of these kits, installing these things, that you probably didn't do it right. That's just a rule. The next thing we're going to do is install a remote control so I can be in the truck, raise the dump bed, and drive at the same time. This is really useful when you're like spreading gravel and you're in the truck, so you can actually raise it up and keep going up while you're in the truck, because the cable that comes on this is not long enough. By yourself. Plus you don't want to be driving down the road dragging a cable anyway. So the remote control, this is the remote control, but first thing we're going to do is install the batteries that come with it. It uses two AAA batteries. Simple enough. Negative to the spring, positive to the regular spot, negative to the spring. Somehow I still messed this up putting my Roku remotes on. Does anybody else do that? So this is waterproof. It's got a rubber seal. Put this around, put the screws back in. I like that this is waterproof. Because you're outside and you get caught in the rain, you don't have to worry about your remote. I want to think I read this as like IP67 or IP65 water rated. I'm not really sure. I wonder how many people are going to tell me that drill's not the right tool. You're completely right. If it was in the hands of a less skilled mechanic, they would mess it up. Nice remote. I like it. And you could like wear this into Walmart around your neck, and you kind of look important. I think. I mean, only people who have remotes are important. I'm just saying. No, I can't get this off now because I got some big old ears. Big old noggin. All right, here is the dump trailer remote. We're going to actually read the instructions. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires that have to be put in the correct place. So I'm going to assume that 2 of them are the power source. There'll be a ground and there will be a 12 volt power. This is also another reason that it's very, very important that you have this solar charger, because this will have a minuscule draw all the time. It's got a mount bolt on the side back. We're going to have to drill a hole through this on the outside. This is important that this is on the outside of the metal, because if you mount this on the inside of the metal, then the radio signal's got to go through this metal door. If you mount this on the outside of the metal, then it doesn't have to go through the metal door. You just want to make sure that your leads are long enough to go through the little hole in the back.
But you don't want to be right above the battery, do you?
Yes, you want to be right here. So we want to drill a hole roughly right above that hole. Boom. And hope that the battery post sticking out is not too deep. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's nowhere near it, so it's perfect. Battery's here, the hole's right there, so we're perfectly clear. So first thing first, I'm going to tighten this little nut up here. This makes it waterproof. And what I want to do before I do that, I'm going to put all these wires through and hook them up. Because what if I go through the process of hooking all this up and these wires are not long enough, or something's wrong with this thing? Again, these are really highly rated ones on Amazon. That's the reason I read the reviews. So I feel like we're going to do really good. This is similar to the one that I put on the other trailer, my deck over trailer that hydraulically lifts. We'll put this here. There's our wires. I mean, I could mount it on the back too, like this. That might be a little bit more out of the way, a little less ugly.
And it will be direct sun either.
Yeah, this solar panel on top, that looks good. Kind of looks snazzy, but that might look better if we put it here or over here, right above.
It's hard for you to put those screws in though.
Well, I can drill it from this side. So now I'll get back with you. I got to read the instructions so I know which wire goes to where. So green, yellow is up, green is down. So these have like the little clamps like that, and this is used as spades. So what I want to do for simplicity, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm going to use a splice. This isn't a very dry environment, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. But again, it's not my most favorite. That's what I'm talking about, the little splicers. So again, it's not my favoriteest thing, but we're gonna do it. So we're just gonna take that little splicer, this little wire splicer, and we're gonna run it down the green wire. And then we're gonna take this green wire from the remote and slide it in the hole beside it. And what we're gonna do is crunch the splicer, and then you lock these little dudes over, and then you plug this back up. Now both your manual remote and your remote have a way to get power to the down. We're going to do this next thing. We're going to do the exact same thing on the red wire, and except we're going to go on the remote. It's yellow is up and red is up on this. This is the down solenoid. This is the up solenoid. So the next thing we're going to do again is put a splice in. All right, so the white wire, let me explain all the solenoids so it makes a little more sense. This is your down solenoid, this is your up solenoid, and this solenoid here actually turns the motor on to create hydraulic pressure. So this, when this power is put to this port of the solenoid, it creates a continuity between here and here, so the power leaves from the battery to go here, down into the motor, and causes the motor to turn, which has the hydraulic pressure. So what we have to do now is this white wire needs to go here. We're almost done, getting close. You do want to have your negative battery cable loose when you're doing this, because you can actually touch this right here and cause the hydraulic pump to kick on with your wrenches. Nothing crazy dangerous, but you definitely don't want that. I got the wire loose enough, I can stick the connector up onto this, and then we'll tighten this all back down. there are actually plug-and-play kits that will actually just plug into the wiring harness right here. And the only reason I didn't go that way is because they're so expensive. You really have to pay a ton of money to use their plug-and-play system. And I'm talking, this is a little kit here. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't very much, maybe 50 bucks. And the plug-and-plays are like $300. Now, are they better quality? Maybe, but man, I can replace this thing twice and still have $200 in my pocket. All right, so now all we have to do now is provide power to this remote, and we're ready to test it anyway. So we have the two here that are left over, and we can do two things. We could run the power from the battery, or we can run the power from the power in the ground that's right here on the motor. So because this is all going to be real close together, I'm going to run it just right here. All right, because I wanted to mount this to the bigger cables, because I wanted it all to be close together, I'm going to mount it on the solenoid. So the first one to do is do the positive. Again, make sure that you disconnected your ground cable before you do this, because if you don't, you touch your crescent wrench or your adjustable wrench or your regular wrench to the wrong thing, and you're gonna have a bad day. It's gonna spark. But if you disconnect your ground cable, nothing can go wrong. All right, here's the ground right here on the motor. I'm just gonna put that little ground cable right there. All right, the last thing we're going to do is hook the ground cables back up to the battery. That way we don't have anything spark. All right, let's move everything off of the trailer and then we'll do a test run. All right, this is very similar to my other remote. It's got a stop and a start. So when you get through with the unit, you always push the stop button that turns your remote off. Push green button, the light turns green. I think you push the red button. Yeah, if you push the red button turns red. See it blinking red, that means nothing works. You push the green button, green light blinks, that means it's up works, down works. You get through, you push the stop button. That way you can't accidentally hit these buttons. It also comes with this little, even though it's waterproof, it comes with this little cover, little plastic cover. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it came with it, so I'll put it on there. All right, now we have to do the last thing, which is to mount the remote receiver. And I gotta figure out where I wanna do that. I feel pretty sure if we did it right here, that we would have a lot more receiver, you know, it would go further.
Right here.
No, that's solid steel. We don't want to go there. But I think it'll look better if we went here. It's got this grommet.
This would be another option right there.
No, we don't. It's not long enough.
Oh.
So we only got certain places we can put it. Again, we can put it right here. Nothing. There's nothing right here above that grommet. That would be actually.
This will be hard over here to put it in because you got the drill going.
Well, I don't think this has any lights. Let's run.
No, but you got to mount it on the metal.
Let's push turn it on green. Anything. So no lights on this at all. So there's no benefit to be able to see this. So down and then turn it off. Yeah, like I said, I don't see any benefit at all to having this, like.
It's going to fade on top.
Yeah, it will fade. We can put it right here. I need a drill bit big enough for that. Let me go get that. Hard to do this on a rolly chair.
Make sure you don't go too far. You get the cord sticking out in the back. You got it.
So the next thing we're going to do is take the remote and pull through the excess wire. Grommet. Washer. And lock nut. Tighten this down enough tightens that it don't vibrate loose. That's a official torque spec. Tighten it down, tighten enough. Metric works. Be real careful not to hit anything.
Spark.
Yep, don't want to spark. I'm gonna level outside. It's made out of plastic too, so it's not like you want to just like crank down on it. This rubber grommet's crushing, so I think we're good. Good bits. Last thing I want to do is zip tie me some zip ties. All I'm doing is putting this zip tie so that outside module, the wire can't come back out. All right, so now we're going to test this thing out and see how far away I can be. So stop, turned it off, turned it on, green light's blinking. So I'm going to push a little bit here. You stay there.
I am.
All right, that worked. I'm probably 20 feet away from the remote. 30 feet away from the remote, and there's metal in between us. Probably 40 feet away. I can't think of any reason why I would need to be further away than 40 feet running the remote on my dump trailer. Just can't figure any reason why I need. I think it would probably work out to the road, but we want to see.
Number 3.
We're not through number 3 yet. I think they want to know if it'll work at the road over there. I want to know, so I'll be right back. Green button on. I got the green light blinking. So I'm approximately 100 feet away, give or take. And scared one kitty. All right, that's a heck of a remote. All right, now I promised you that I want to show you the third thing that you must have, you need to have if you're going to have a dump trailer. And I want to tell you why you need it. First off, what you need is this. So this is the third thing you need. And probably, in my opinion, one of the most important things is a spare tire. Most trailers don't come with a spare tire. When you buy your new trailer, make sure you have a spare tire. And the reason that's so important is because where you generally use these are on construction sites where there are a lot of nails, sharp things, or if you go to the dump and dump things, there's generally like sharp items in the dirt that you're driving out there on the dump on. So having a spare tire with you is a plus. Knock on wood, I've not had a flat yet on my new trailer, but I know it's going to happen. That's the reason when I bought the trailer, I got a spare tire, and I'm glad I've got it there handy if I need it. I really appreciate you watching this channel. I'm going to put another video of this dump trailer at the end of this video. If you have any questions or you want to, me to talk you through some of the things that I've learned with this dump trailer, by all means ask it in the comment section and I'll do my very best to answer it, or maybe make a video if it's required. Listen, God bless, have a great day.